Welcome to China in Focus. I'm Tiffany Meyer. Our top story. A Chinese company has been forced to sell land near a U.S. military site. It's a win for Utah's government. Marrying a U.S. military member to gain base access. This appears to be another Beijing-linked scheme. Lawsuits and arrests are underway in the U.S. The CIA takes action. A Mandarin recruiting video targets Chinese officers after rare military purges spark backlash.
Anyone with leadership qualities is bound to be subject to suspicion and ruthlessly eliminated.
The U.S. and Taiwan have struck a trade deal, bolstering the island nation's defense against Beijing's threats. And Japan seizes a Chinese fishing boat and arrests its captain. China protests. The state of Utah making a major move to protect itself against the Chinese Communist regime. The state forced a Chinese company to sell land near a military site. The move comes after Utah passed laws to restrict foreign entities from owning land near military installations. Officials say the land in question is Tooele Motorsports Complex, which is located near the Tooele Army Depot. They say this is the first forced divestiture of land by a Chinese company in Utah as a result of state law. Governor Spencer Cox says the move will protect Utah citizens and institutions from adversarial foreign influence. He said Utah takes national security very seriously, adding, quote, "We recognize that there are certainly threats out there, that we have adversaries who are targeting our country." Marry a military member stationed at a U.S. base and gain access to that base. This is not a honey trap, but a scheme involving Chinese nationals, fake marriages, and bribery. A transnational gang is facing jail time for allegedly bribing U.S. Navy service members. Homeland Security says the Chinese nationals arranged phony marriages with military members to get access cards. NTD's David Lamb reports.
A scheme involving marriage fraud, conspiracy, bribery, and national security. Homeland Security says 11 people were charged in Florida as part of an operation targeting a Chinese transnational criminal group. The gang allegedly recruited U.S. military members to marry Chinese citizens for immigration benefits and military base access cards. The fraudulent marriages took place around the country, including in Jacksonville, Florida, as well as in New York, Connecticut, and Nevada. According to the Justice Department, to create the illusion of a real marriage, the suspects took photos of the couples to create evidence that could be presented to immigration authorities to suggest that they were in loving, committed relationships. Quote, "In reality, the conspirators had agreed to a payment plan whereby the U.S. citizen's spouse would receive a cash payment upfront for marrying the Chinese national, a second payment when legal immigration status was obtained, and a final payment after the divorce." Homeland Security says 5 individuals have already been arrested and that authorities are pursuing the 6 remaining suspects. 5 people are charged with marriage fraud conspiracy between March 2024 and February 2025. Among them, several are charged with additional counts of bribery conspiracy, facing a maximum of 5 years in prison for each guilty conviction. 4 former U.S. Navy service members are awaiting sentencing hearings after pleading guilty for their involvement. Last February, Navy reservist Raymond Zumba allegedly brought 3 suspects to a naval air station after hours to receive ID cards for an under-the-table payment. They were arrested the following day. David Lamb, NTD News.
The United States and Taiwan have reached a major reciprocal trade agreement. The deal is aimed at strengthening economic ties and expanding market access between the U.S. and Taiwan. It also provides a footing for the island to protect itself from Beijing's military threats.
The U.S. and Taiwan have struck a deal to cut tariffs. Trump administration officials have signed a final agreement that confirmed a 15% U.S. rate for imports from Taiwan, down from 20% initially proposed. The deal also commits Taiwan to a schedule for eliminating or lowering tariffs on nearly all U.S. goods, and sees it pledged to significantly boost buying of goods from the United States. That includes purchases of liquefied natural gas, crude oil, civil aircraft and engines, power grid equipment and generators, and marine and steel-making gear. The deal will also immediately eliminate Taiwan's tariffs on many U.S. agricultural imports, including beef, dairy, and corn. But some levies, including the 40% on pork belly meat and 32% on ham, will only fall to 10%. The deal builds on a framework agreement reached in January that also includes a pledge by Taiwan that its companies would invest $250 billion to boost production of semiconductors, energy, and AI products in the U.S. Taiwan President Lai Ching-te emphasized the importance of the trade deal.
This round of tariff negotiations is also a very important opportunity. Its purpose is precisely this, to enable our industries to go global, whether it's TSMC or other industries, as long as their research and development centers are in Taiwan. Their advanced manufacturing processes are in Taiwan, and their largest production capacity is in Taiwan. Taiwan can continue to develop steadily.
The finalized agreement will need approval by Taiwan's parliament, where the opposition has a majority.
According to Taiwan Statistics Office Friday, Taiwan's GDP is expected to expand by 7.7% this year, fueled by strong demand for AI technology. NATO is working to defend the Arctic against adversaries like Russia and China. NATO Secretary General Mark Rutte announced Wednesday that the alliance is launching a mission to strengthen its presence in the Arctic. The effort aims to protect NATO territories, including Greenland. The new mission, dubbed Arctic Sentry, will coordinate the increasing military presence of NATO allies in the region. It will bring together military exercises from different countries like Denmark and Norway. These activities will involve tens of thousands of soldiers.
好，继续看到台湾立法院在野党10度封杀国防特别预算条例草案。根据美国媒体福斯新闻报道，包含美国众议院与参议院在内，有34名跨党派国会议员联名致函台湾立法院长韩国瑜以及国民党和民众党主席，好对国防特别预算可能只有部分通过表达严重的关切，并警告中共持续的加强对台湾的军事压力。目前台湾的政治僵局可能会削弱对中共的嚇阻力。美国跨党派国会议员呼吁支持由赖清德总统提出的新台币1.25兆元国防特别预算条例，以回应当前的安全形势，并向外界释出台湾捍卫自身安全的明确讯号。
为期3天的德国慕尼黑年度安全会议周五拉开帷幕，预计乌俄战争和跨大西洋组织将是会议讨论的核心议题。北约秘书长吕特在会议上就强调，在美国的敦促之下，欧洲正在积极的行动，未来将在北约内部承担更多领导角色。
周五，来自100多个国家的代表陆续抵达会场，约有15位欧盟国家元首或政府首脑出席了这场年度盛会。会议期间，美国国务卿卢比奥与德国总理梅尔茨举行会晤。梅尔茨表示，德国希望与美方讨论目前欧洲最关键的问题——乌克兰议题。预计卢比奥将于周六上午在慕尼黑安全会议上发表演讲。德国外交部长瓦德富尔在会议前对记者表示，他确信美国对欧洲的承诺，并强调将努力加强双边关系。
Ich habe von Marco Rubio jetzt gehört, dass er noch einmal betont hat, wie eng die Verbindungen nach Europa sind und dass dies auch ein fester Bestandteil der amerikanischen Außenpolitik ist. Ich seiner Rede, seinem Erscheinen und den Gesprächen, die wir mit ihm führen können, mit Freude und auch mit der Hoffnung entgegen, dass wir gemeinsam das feste Band, das wir miteinander knüpfen, festigen können. Ich habe ja gesagt, es gibt Irritationen.
We trust US because we trust the NATO as organization. The United States remain the leader of the NATO, no matter do we take the military equipment or we take financial burden.
北约秘书长吕特称赞北大西洋公约组织在威慑与防御领域的思维转变。他表示，欧洲正在积极行动，将在北约内部承担更多领导角色。
That a strong Europe in a strong NATO means that the transatlantic bond will be stronger than ever because we have dealt with that big irritant on the US side of Europe not doing the same as the Americans were doing.
自去年慕尼黑会议以来，在美国总统川普的敦促下，北约盟国已同意大幅提高防务支出目标。据欧盟民调机构欧洲晴雨表周五发布的最新民调，约68%的欧盟受访民众认为自己的国家正在受到威胁， 其中法国民众的威胁感知度最高，达80%，其次是荷兰和丹麦，为77%。赞同欧盟目前的国防开支水平，或认为应增加投资规模的受访者达到74%。新唐人电视台记者赵凤华综合报道。